What is up, guys? It's your coach, JT Tapias with the Empty Your Bucket Nutrition Plan. And today I'm going to speak about some things that I know you've been asking yourself before. Is it possible that I am big bone? Is it possible that I'm just old, or maybe my hormones, or maybe I just am from the Midwest and I just happen not to lose weight? If you've asked yourself this question, my friend, then this video is for you. For the past 23 years, I've been in the fitness and nutrition industry, and I have had people ask me this question over and over and over again. And so I know that most likely you're battling with this question. And so I want to answer that question. The truth is that the vast majority of people that come through our programs have been on some kind of fad diet before, and they've had some experiences. Some of those experiences have been good, some not so good, right? Some of them come with preconceived notions about what's possible. They create what I call limiting beliefs. A limiting belief is simply you creating a glass ceiling for yourself, saying that you can't do XYZ based on the fact that you did it once before and it didn't work. And therefore, those preconceived notions tell you that it's simply impossible for you because you haven't seen otherwise. And so from that perspective, I totally understand why you would have this idea that weight loss is something impossible for you, or that it's just been elusive so far and you have no idea what to do, because the truth is that the world of dieting is very, very confusing. This person tells you to intermittent fast. That person tells you to go on keto. That person tells you that macro counting is the holy grail, and the stories go on and on and on. I have good news for you, my friend. I'm here to tell you that you have not failed because of any of these things that you think are true about dieting. I'm here to say that, more importantly, that glass ceiling, that limiting belief, has really kept you from the truth. So I want to reveal that truth to you. I would like to say that 9 out of 10 people that come through our programs have been stagnated in their weight loss, or simply have never been able to lose weight, or maybe they regained weight simply because they haven't identified the main challenge. The main challenge, my friend, is called a substance abuse issue when it comes to food. I laugh because I know that sounds insane and it sounds crazy. And I know that the word addiction and the word dependency are usually used inside of the circles of addiction for drugs and alcohol and cigarettes and all of these things that we know to be very addictive. But not very often do you hear people talk about food in terms of addiction. I'm here to say that food is probably one of the most addicting mechanisms in human behavior. And the reason for that is because when you sit down to have a delicious plate of food, you're usually surrounded by people you love, you're laughing, you're interacting, there's fellowship going on. And what actually happens there is that you create a very strong emotional anchor, right, through food. Let me explain an emotional anchor. Anytime that you're excited, right, and you associate that excitement with something, the very next time you can see that something, right, without the other component, and automatically feel excited by it. Okay, so maybe you sit, you have your plate of delicious food, everything is going well, the interactions, you're having a good time, you're catching up with friends, you're excited, you're eating while you're doing it. It's like food, emotion, food, emotion, food, emotion. You anchor that to your nervous system, to your conscious and subconscious mind. And next time you may go out to a restaurant and sit by yourself and eat, and you still experience that same emotion because you have anchored those very, very strong emotions around food. And so what happens is, next time you get very stressed or the demands of life are pressing hard on you, guess what? We mitigate emotions through food, because what we're looking for is to secrete dopamine. Dopamine is that neuroreceptor that gives us the push and the fuel to want that thing that is so pleasurable. And if we do that over and over and over and over again, it becomes a substance abuse issue. Now, you may say, JT, that's a little extreme. I don't know that I'm addicted to food. And then I would ask you this question. Have you ever had a meal out of boredom? Have you ever wandered to your fridge simply because you're nervous, or you have anxiety, or you're just bored? I think the answer to that is yes, we all do it. Once again, it may not be that you're hungry in your stomach, but you might be hungry in your emotions. So I'm here to say that the number one challenge you have is not hormones. It's not that you're big bone or any of these things that you've said to yourself, these limiting beliefs that you've created for yourself, but instead we have been mitigating emotions through food, and that has gotten most of us in trouble. And at this point, you're probably wondering, okay, that seems like a big problem that I can't tackle on my own, JT. What is the solution? And I'm here to say that the solution is abstinence. Now, when I say abstinence, I know automatically you cringe and you think, oh boy, I'm gonna have to go into one of these painful diets. All you can think of is the first 3 letters of the word diet. You feel like you're gonna die because maybe those have been your previous experiences with dieting. I'm here to tell you that abstinence doesn't have to come with pain. Inside of the Empty Your Bucket Nutrition Plan, we've created 3 phases: reset, reboot, and excel, for that exact reason. So that while you're abstaining, resetting your palate, and getting to metabolic flexibility, that you are not hungry. And if you're not hungry, you can think straight. And if you can think straight, you can make good choices. So it all works very synchronistically, and people are not in pain. 9 out of 10 people inside of our programs are not hungry. 95% sustainability rates throughout all of our charts. All the people that work with us have a 95% sustainability rate. More importantly, our adherence rate throughout the program is of 98%. That is unheard of inside of nutrition programs. But the reason for that is simply because we have tied 2 very strong components to what we do. Number 1, we believe that we are cognitive human beings, right? We think, we feel, and we act. And so disconnecting that process from an actual dynamic never works. Let me explain. If you go into a diet without having the right mindset that affects the right emotions and then affects the right actions, you're going to fail because you're gonna have to white knuckle your way through this process. In other words, you're gonna have to discipline and self-control and self-regulate, and we can only do that for so long. So the first thing that needs to be approached is the mind. And so this is why 80% of our process is cognitive, 20% dynamics. When I say 80% cognitive processes, what I'm saying is that we are changing your relationship to food, dealing with triggers, temptations, creating an environment that is actually gonna create a healthy ecosystem so that you can be supported throughout the 90-day process and ongoing. And so these 2 processes really help each other out because your mind is right, you're making the right choices, and therefore you're creating daily healthy habits that you can sustain for a lifetime. And so I'm here to say that there is hope. If you have not been successful with your diet, if you haven't been able to keep weight off, I'm here to tell you that it's simply because you're missing the one component that I just mentioned. Understanding that more than dynamics, it's actually a challenge with your cognitive processes, how you're thinking about food, and more importantly, the fact that most of us have become addicted to certain foods that spike insulin. And so making sure we abstain from those foods for a little while we reset our palate is pivotal to your success. I hope that this video has given you some hope. I hope you understand that regardless of where you are in this process, my friend, there is a solution for you. If you're interested in knowing more about this process, leave a comment down below. More importantly, I hope that this has brought hope and understanding that there's a lot of craziness out there, but we have an amazing solution, and I just want to bring hope to you. I hope this video has done that for you. If you enjoyed this video, you're absolutely going to love this one here. JT Tapias with the Empty Your Bucket Nutrition Plan. I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao, ciao.